This week, I'm so excited because I finally get to share a big project that I have been working on for like months. It is so hard sometimes when you are working on something really exciting, you're making stuff that you're so excited to share and you cannot because it's not time. But now it's time. Today's the day. I get to share this really cool big project I've been working on, and I hope you like it too. In addition to that, we're going to be knitting some really beautiful socks. I hope, again, sometimes my ideas don't pan out. Let's hope this idea does. But we're going to be knitting some beautiful socks. I'm going to share those with you. They are inspired by that kind of late summer feeling, those colors that you get in late summer, very inspired by nature. So I'm really excited to put this idea into a sock and see what happens when I knit it. So all of that and more coming up. Okay, let's get right into it because I seriously cannot wait to share this idea. I've had it for a long time. I've been sitting on it. I've been working on it. I've been planning it. And now I'm finally ready to actually put it out there in the world. Super excited to see what you think of it. So here it is. I have created what I'm calling the Colorwork Cuff Club. You pay one price, and for an entire year, 12 consecutive months, you get a new Colorwork chart delivered right to your Ravelry inbox or your email every single month. On the first of the month, a new chart will appear that you get to knit up. When you first purchase the Colorwork Cuff Club, you're going to get a guide to the club that kind of tells you how it works, tells you what to do each month, and you're also going to get your base pattern. This base pattern is what you will use every single month. So when a new chart comes in, all you have to do is just plug that chart into your existing base pattern. The new chart is going to come on what I call a chart page. So on the first of each month, your new chart page will arrive, and that will have your chart, and it will also have detailed instructions for any modifications that I made to the base pattern or any special fun things I did, like if I added stripes to the base pattern on the body of the sock. It will also include the yarn that I used, all of that good stuff. So your chart page is like your key every month. It's going to have your new fun colorwork chart that you get to plug into your base pattern. It's going to have detailed instructions in case I had to modify the base pattern to fit the chart. And it's going to have any modifications I made, like if I did stripes or some other fun thing to the body of the sock. The whole point of the Colorwork Cuff Club is I love knitting colorwork socks, but sometimes it's not always fun to knit color work all the way down the sock. Even though it looks great, sometimes you're not in the mood for that. So it's super fun to knit just color work around the cuff, the top of the sock, and then stockinette the rest of the way down. That gives you a little bit of challenge and excitement, and then nice relaxing knitting for the rest of the sock. I thought of the idea of a club because I love surprises and I love knitting a pair of socks a month. That's such a great journey. And so for an entire year, getting to knit fun, colorful, modern, traditional, whimsical, all different kinds of colorwork motifs just on the cuff of a sock. At the end of the year, you're going to have 12 beautiful socks to add to your sock drawer. And if you're new to colorwork knitting, on socks, it's a great way to expand those skills, get a lot of good practice in. If you're an experienced colorwork knitter, it's just a fun thing to do. It's just a fun community to be a part of. And at the end of the year, you're going to have a really fun collection of beautiful colorwork socks on the cuff, and you'll have a whole library of charts and motifs that you could apply to other projects as well. Now, I said that it was going to be 12 consecutive months, 12 charts. However, some months there will be more than one chart because I just can't help myself. Obviously, this first month I was brimming with ideas, so there will be 2 charts for August. And then I know for a fact there's going to be 2 charts in October because it's October. How do you do just one chart? So there will be some months where you get a surprise bonus chart. You're actually going to end up with more than 12 charts for the year. Information for the Colorwork Cuff Club can be found in the links in the description of this video. You can purchase it on Ravelry, and every single month your new chart page will appear as an update to the pattern, or you can purchase it on my website and your new chart page will get emailed to you if you purchase it that way. For the month of August only, I'm running a discount on signups for the year. So your total cost for the entire year will be $12. After that, it's going to go up to $14 starting in September. So if you want to get in on the special introductory price, you definitely want to purchase it now because after August, it's going to go up and it'll be $14. And again, that price is just for the entire year. It's not per month. So you pay $12 and you're going to get your base pattern. You're going to get your chart for August. And again, there's 2. And then every month after that, you'll get a new chart automatically. You do not have to pay $12 a month. It is literally $12 for the whole year. That's it. At the end of the year, you're going to have every month's chart pages in addition to your base pattern. Now, each month, it's going to be a surprise. I might give little hints, but each month's chart will be a fun surprise. I'm drawing inspiration from traditional Scandinavian patterns, obviously whimsical, fun patterns as well, fruit, insects, leaves, who knows? And then fun geometric, modern shapes, natural things from nature. It's all inspiration from everywhere. So this is going to be a variety of fun colorwork charts. It's not going to be boring like the same thing over and over again, and it will be a surprise. And I like surprises. I think it's fun. I think on the first of the month, it's going to be a hoot to be able to open it up and see what your chart is for that month. Nothing is ever going to be too difficult to knit or too fussy. It's just fun. The whole idea of the Colorwork Cuff Club is just a fun colorwork surprise in your inbox every month. So every month you can knit a fun pair of colorwork socks. And again, it's just on the cuff. So these are not going to be fiddly socks that take forever to knit. You just do repeats of the chart once on the cuff and then it's stockinette all the way down. Again, you can find the link to purchase the Colorwork Cuff Club in the description below this video. Now let's talk about the socks. What are we talking about here? Let me give you a visual. So I've already knit. Like I said, August is going to have 2 charts. This inaugural month, we have to obviously start off with a bang. So we're doing 2 charts. I've already knit up the first one. And that's that. Ew. So I'm calling these the granny stripe socks because that's what I was inspired from, were granny stripe blankets, like granny stripe crochet blankets. So I created this chart to look like granny stripe crochet. And I think it turned out really perfect. I absolutely adore these socks. Like once I knit these up, this was kind of the first thing I knit when I came up with this idea for the Colorwork Cuff Club. And this really got me excited because these turned out so beautiful. And this is exactly what I'm talking about when I say that the color work will be on the cuff and it's stockinette all the way down. As you can see, I worked the chart up here and then switched to stockinette, and the rest of the sock, just a basic sock all the way down. Your base sock pattern gives you the instructions for knitting the whole sock. It tells you where you're going to plug in your chart. Your chart page each month will always also have that detailed information. You're never going to be confused about what you're supposed to do. Between your chart page and the base pattern, you're covered. And all of that, of course, comes with your purchase. So visually, that's what I'm talking about. When I say a colorwork cuff sock, you just have colorwork up here by the cuff. The rest of the sock is plain stockinette. And yeah, again, they just turned out so beautifully. The chart page will also list the yarn that I use in the color work and in the body of the socks so that you can find it if you want to knit it like mine. I will also include in the chart page how long I knit the leg. Any little detailed information that you might want to know. it's going to be in there. So that is chart 1 for August. You will get that immediately upon signing up. You are also going to be getting a bonus chart, and that's what we're going to be knitting this week. I've already written the chart up. Super excited to see how it knits up. I've already picked out my yarn. All right, this is the yarn we're working with. This is La Bien-Aimée. This is Merino Super Sock, and that is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. You get 465 yards or 425 meters per 100 gram skein. La Bien-Aimée is a little pricey if you're in the States. I bought this at the McKinney Knittery, a great local yarn store in McKinney, Texas, and I paid $36 a skein. The two colorways that I'm using, this is Jana, this dark forest green. It might be reading as black, but it's kind of hard to tell there. But it is a beautiful, beautiful, deep, deep, deep sprucey forest green. And then my contrasting color that I'm going to use for the colorwork portion, this particular colorway is Sea Glass, very aptly named. So I'll be using this for the colorwork motif on my Colorwork Cuff sock, and this beautiful deep forest green will be the body of my sock. Oh, these colors. When I was last in McKinney, I picked these out and I did not know what I was going to use them for. I just grabbed them, and I'm so glad I did. If you are also looking for great tonals for your Colorwork Cuff socks, I can also recommend my most favorite. These are tonals I use time and time again. They're very budget friendly. I don't always use indie dyed tonals in my socks because it is more expensive. So for the most part, I've curated a big collection of budget friendly tonals. Knit Pick Stroll, Cascade Heritage, Lang Jawol, Filcolana Arwetta. Those are all great budget-friendly yarns. Google them. You can find them online. The Lang Jawol and the Cascade Heritage both. If you live in the States, and maybe, I don't know, they might ship worldwide as well, but woolandcompany.com, I'll put a link to that in the description of this video. You can order both of those brands from there. That's where I order mine. Of course, Knit Pick Stroll, you can order online from Knit Picks. But yeah, there are great budget-friendly tonal yarns out there. You don't have to use indie dyed if you don't have access to it or if it's not in your budget. Very often, indie dyed tonals are not in my budget. I just saw these and couldn't resist and splurged a little, knowing that I would use them for something special, and here we are, the inaugural patterns of the Colorwork Cuff Club. We're gonna cast this sock on. Once again, you can visit the links in the description below this video for even more detailed information about the Colorwork Cuff Club on both Ravelry and my website, and you can purchase it at a discounted rate through the month of August 2024, just $12 for the entire year, and you will get a new Colorwork Cuff Club chart in your inbox every month to plug into the base pattern that you get whenever you purchase the club. Let's wind up this yarn. We're gonna have Dave do it because he is the official yarn winder around here. And then I'm gonna get started knitting up this second bonus chart that comes with August. I can't wait to see what it looks like. Now that the supervisor of yarn winding has brought me my yarn cakes. Oh man, I love a yarn cake. I mean, that's just the best. I'm going to be casting on with Jana, the beautiful dark green color for the body of my sock. Just going to be knitting the cuff using the base sock pattern that comes with the Colorwork Cuff Club. So I'm going to get that going and then get to the colorwork pattern, the best part, because it is so much fun watching a colorwork motif unfold before your eyes as you knit it. So really excited to get to that part. Okay, I've got my little cuff done, looking very cute. And I have gone ahead and transferred my stitches onto my tiny circular needles so that I can begin the color work portion of these socks. I'm going to link in the description below the video a tutorial for color work sock knitting. If you've never done it before, I go over everything, all my tips and tricks to knit color work socks that fit, including what tools I like to use. So look for that in the description below the video. If you're new to color work sock knitting and aren't quite sure where to begin, it's very easy. So I'm ready. I have got my little cuff done. I've got my stitches transferred, and I am ready to see if this motif that was in my head and is now in a chart is going to look as good once it's knit up in these colors. I'm very excited to bring in this beautiful sea glass color with this dark forest green. I think it's going to be a very striking sock with using this for the color work motif and this for the background. So we'll see. I'm gonna get started. Okay, I have gotten a little bit of the motif done. It's too early to tell if the motif is going to look good, but I think it's safe to say that this color combination is it's so good. I absolutely love these two colors together. Dark forest green and this kind of pale turquoise. It's just looking so good. So I've reached a point in the chart. This particular chart has a couple of rows that have long floats on them. And so I'm going to show you how I manage long floats so that they aren't long, they're shortens. So I'm going to show you the technique that I use. All right, sometimes when we're doing color work on socks, or on a sweater for that matter, we have long floats, and that's where you have long sections in between color. This particular row, I have long floats. I've got to knit quite a bit in my green before I pick up my turquoise and knit something in turquoise. So in order not to have super long floats, which can mess up the tension of your project and can also snag on your toe when you're trying to put the sock on, I've got a little tip for you. So I'm gonna knit here, and I'm gonna do 4 stitches. And on the 5th, I'm going to catch my float. I'm gonna get that out of the way. To catch a float, I wrap the yarn around my pinky, my contrasting yarn, swivel my hand to the front like this, catch it around my index finger. Then I'm going to flick that contrasting yarn on top of my right needle, and then I'm just going to knit with my main color like normal, and it automatically catches the stitch. And then I can keep knitting until I get to where I need that contrasting yarn. And then I'm just gonna drop, I'm a dropper and a picker upper when I knit color work on socks. I'm gonna pick it up, I'm gonna knit with it, drop it, and back. So I have, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 stitches in between. I have to knit 10 of the dark green, 1 of the turquoise. That's a lot. So basically, I'm knitting 4 stitches in green. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on this 5th stitch, I'm going to catch a float. So once again, grab it with my pinky, flip my hand over, grab it with my index finger, and then I'm simply going to just flick that contrasting color on top of my right needle, knit the next stitch with my green like normal. It automatically catches it. And then I'm going to keep knitting until I get to my next turquoise stitch. And then I drop my green yarn and I'm going to knit with my turquoise. And that is how you prevent having super long floats. So as you can see, we've caught those floats. So, I mean, they're still kind of long, you know, they stretch across, you know, four stitches or so, but definitely not as bad. Like, let's take a look at what would happen if I did not catch floats. I'm gonna go ahead and knit without catching my float. Ten whole stitches, which is a humongous float. All right. Woo! Knit it. All right, now let's turn that over. And yeah, we have a monster float on the back. That float is huge, and you could absolutely catch a toe. That could mess up your tension, whereas here our floats are much shorter because we caught them. So that's how you catch a float whenever you have a row that might have really long floats like this one did. That's it. That's how you catch really long floats. Typically, the rule of thumb is you don't want a float that is longer than 5 or 6 stitches. I totally stretch it out to 6. I've been known to stretch it out to 7 sometimes. I mean, as long as you're careful putting your sock on and you're not just like jamming your foot in there really fast. I mean, I don't think I've ever snagged a toe on a long float before. But 10 is a bit much. I definitely don't typically stretch a float across 10 stitches, but generally the rule is 5 or 6 stitches and then you need to catch a float, and you're going to want to basically divide it in half. So let's say that you have 8 stitches between colors, so you would catch your float on the 4th stitch. So that's typically how you do it. It's really, really simple, and for the most part, whenever I'm writing color work charts, I try not to have long floats. I don't want to make it fiddly. But sometimes you got to do it for the design. You have to do it for the plot, as my teenage children would say. So occasionally it has to happen for a really cool design, and I'm okay with that. So this particular chart that I wrote has a couple of rows with the long float, but as you saw, it's very easy to deal with. So now I'm going to keep going, get this chart done and dusted so I can see what it looks like. Knit up, make sure I'm loving it, it's looking good, and then I can keep going. And I'm so excited. All right, it's been a few days. I finished my sock. I'm excited to show you how it turned out. Super happy with it. Like I said, I never know going into a design how it's gonna look until I start knitting it. And sometimes it's a terrible surprise. It does not look good. But this time, I absolutely love how this turned out. So here we go. First of all, this color combination I'm obsessed with. I'm definitely going to be doing more socks with these colors. I have a lot left over. And once again, this is La Vietnamese Super Sock in the colors Jana and Sea Glass. And I think that the color work motif just pops. Like, it is just simple, beautiful, striking. And once you finish the color work motif at the top, then it's just straight stockinette knitting all the way down. Now, I finished this a couple of days ago, and did I immediately cast on the second sock? No. I decided to knit one in different colors, and so we have this. I went with the tweed, this beautiful golden tweed. Again, it's kind of that like late summer mood that I'm going for, and so this golden tweed just kind of fit the bill. And it looks so good with this one. It's very hard for me to do second socks in the same color. Color is my favorite thing. It's one of the things that I love the most about this job is getting to not only create patterns, but experiment with color. Like that's the best part. So it's very hard for me not to immediately knit the same thing just in different colors to see what will happen. And I loved what happened. I absolutely love this beautiful golden yellow tweed with the cream. Now, once I finished this sock, did I cast on the second sock to either one of these? No. I cast on a third. This is a pink tweed. I guess the tweed was calling my name. So I did this pink tweed with an orangey red for the flower motif. And oh man, like the three of them together, like look at that. I'm just obsessed. Like I cannot get over how much I love this entire color palette together, how much I love this motif. It is just so fun to experiment with color. I feel like you could do variegated yarns with either a light or dark yarn for the motif. Obviously you can do tweed. Tweed looks really good with this particular motif. And then of course you can stick with tonals. Also looks great. Lots of great contrast there. A really dark yarn with a lighter saturated yarn like this sea glass. Man, it just pops. So yeah, fantastic. I absolutely love how these turned out. And then once again, for the Colorwork Cuff Club, for August, I did 2 charts. So you're getting all of these. And oh my gosh, look at them together. They look so good all together. That's just a beautiful collection of socks. So yeah, you're getting the granny stripe chart for August, and you are also getting this beautiful flower chart for August. So you've got 2 charts just for August alone. The sign up for Colorwork Cuff Club starts now, and it's $12 for the entire year. That's it, not per month. For the entire year, you pay $12, and for the next 12 months, you're going to be getting beautiful colorwork charts in your inbox. You're going to get your base pattern that you plug the chart into. Every month, I will make sure that you get all the information you need for any modifications I made, any adjustments, any fun things I do. You'll have all of that. And so the price will go up in September. So if you want to get in on the Colorwork Cuff Club, now's the time to do it so you can get that special introductory price. And yeah, I'm just so excited because this is just beautiful and so much fun. So much fun to knit. You get to do color work at the top and then just relax with stockinette as you go down. Super happy with how these turned out. Now I'm going to show you what they look like on my feet, because that's always a lot more fun to see how they wear and what they look like when they're actually on. Okay, so this has been such a fun week. I really enjoyed knitting the second chart idea I had for August. I think it turned out great. I love a pile of beautiful, colorful hand knit socks. And I feel like August is such a tough month for me anyways, because it's back to school and I'm not in school. And I love school. I loved going back to school. So I feel like this is the perfect month to start the Colorwork Cuff Club, because it's just an exciting time of year. It's new beginnings. School's starting back up. Fall's almost here. So I don't know. It just felt kind of exciting to start this month. I'm very excited to see what all of you do with these beautiful motifs. I really love this one. You didn't get to see me knit this one because I knit this one a while back, but the granny stripe pattern I adore because I love granny stripe blankets. And then of course these three beauties. I'm so excited, and I hope that you are too. So thank you so much for watching. Once again, you can find the links to purchase the Colorwork Cuff Club in the description below this video. You can also find my email, my Instagram, my newsletter. If you want to sign up for my newsletter, it's all there. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.